Hi, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet, and today we're doing a quick Q&A. I'm hoping to go through some of these questions quickly, and other questions I'll go ahead and take my time on. And if you did submit a question and I don't answer it, I apologize. I can't answer everyone's question, but I do appreciate you making the effort. Let's get to it. What is your rank? Where does it fall on the hierarchy? I was a Sergeant E5, which was the first level of NCO. And I'll go ahead and put a graphic on the screen for you guys. How many members in your family? Including me, I have 4. When did you get married? I got married over 5 years ago, but less than 20 years ago. How many years did you serve in the Army? I served in the Army 16 plus years, mostly active duty, and I had to medically retire because of my bad feet. Did you learn even a little bit of Hindi after reaction to so many Indian videos? I am horrible with languages. I really am. So I learn more Hindi from people in the comment sections than the actual videos. But if I had to put a number on how many Hindi words I know, it would probably be less than 20. Do you think there'll be peace in the world? Yes. After the world destroys itself with nuclear weapons, there will be peace. What do you think about woke culture increasing in the U.S. and the U.S. Army? Simple. I think woke and cancel culture need to get the hell out of the United States. It has no place in our country. It is just weakening the country, the world, and the military. And I mean that with all my heart. I have no problem with inclusivity and acceptance of different people, but this woke bullshit needs to end. If you get a time machine and were given a chance to meet yourself when you were 12 years old, what would you tell your younger self? I would just say that following my dreams and being happy is the most important thing, and to try to remember to stay healthy and to have a good diet. 2 questions. What was your happiest or best experience while deployed, as well as your saddest and worst one? Those are questions that would better fit a story time. That's just, yeah, those are some very deep questions that just, I think, deserve their own video. What or who inspired you to join the Army? If not Army personnel, then what would you be? Only dreams I had growing up was to have children and to be in the Army. I think my love of the military and the Army probably started when I was a kid after watching Private Benjamin or some other war movie. And I always wanted to serve my country, so that's why I joined the Army. About your personal life, family, and current job. Currently, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I do YouTube, but YouTube is more of a hobby. It's not a job, especially considering I might make $60 a month on it, which is almost nothing. I always see you smiling. What's the reason? I'm just a happy person. I have 2 children, a loving family, and I'm retired, and I get to have fun doing YouTube. If you could have the citizenship of any other country, which one would it be? I would not want the citizenship of another country unless I had the chance to actually live there for a few years. And I got to do that in Germany. I was stationed there for 6 years, and I loved it. So as of right now, the answer is Germany. Which gun do you own? I own a 9mm Smith & Wesson military and police model. It's a very good pistol, and it's easy to fire. What's your favorite Army movie? I have a ton of military movies that I love that I've talked about during my videos, but some of my top favorites would be The Pacific, Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan, Platoon, etc. How many confirmed kills do you have? That's the number 1 question you do not ask a veteran, is how many kills do they have? Or have you ever killed anyone in combat? That can mean the difference between a good day and a bad day from a veteran who is suffering from PTSD. It's rude, you don't need to know it, and it can trigger flashbacks. But to answer your question, the answer is 0. Does military wear a special timepiece or watch? What kind of watch do you wear? Other than maybe divers and pilots, I don't think it really matters what kind of watch you wear. We're not issued watches and we're not given any kind of guidance on what kind of watch that you should wear. This is just a cheap Target watch. It is a Marathon. What life lessons have you learned during your service? Any advice to defense aspirants? I think that could maybe be a topic for another video, actually. Are you a doctor? No, I'm an Army combat medic, a 68 whiskey. Have you ever tried to cook Indian dishes? I have not, but that could be a good idea for a video in the future. Are you a man or a woman? I have 2 X chromosomes. I'm a woman with my hair pulled back in a ponytail. The next one is not really a question, but I'm going to read it anyway. You look like you eat bowls of meth for breakfast. And in all honesty, I prefer Cheerios. What's your opinion about Jihad? That's a tough one. No, come on. I think Jihad is horrible. And it even goes against the 3rd commandment, which is not to use the Lord's name in vain. So, why do you take interest in doing Indian reaction videos? Is it to get to know India better, or just as a good form of entertainment? Both. I get entertainment, I learn, and I get to build a community. When I visited India, one of the things I really loved about it were the people. They're some of the friendliest and nicest people I've ever met, and they're the most welcoming. Do you ever discuss the content that you react to and all the things that you learn about India or about other countries with anyone you know? Yes, my brother-in-law and my dad. They are great conversationalists, and they're 2 of the smartest people that I know. Would India be the first country that comes to your mind when you think about planning a vacation abroad outside the U.S.? And at this point in my life, yes, but with young children in school, that probably would not happen for quite a while. But I think that India is someplace that I would love to go back to, because I only saw Madras and Chennai back in 2001, and I know that that is only a fraction of what the country has to offer. So I would love to go back and spend more time exploring India. You're a soldier, and as a child growing up, we were told that World War II was to end all further war, i.e. destruction of the ultimate evil. Do you really think this is so? Secondly, why mass murderers like Stalin, Mao, Zedong, etc. are not treated the same way Adolf Hitler is, considering the number of people killed and still being killed? I feel like this question is better for a historian to answer, but I can say one thing: you definitely forgot to add Stalin to that list. Keeping in mind the American role of world policing and its presence being a stabilizing factor and a credible deterrence in many parts of the world, will you, as a U.S. citizen, support U.S. active support to Taiwan in the war with China, knowing very well that it will lead to World War III? World War III is going to happen, probably in our lifetime, maybe in the next 2-3 years even. Now, is it going to come because of the China-Taiwan conflict or the Ukraine-Russia-NATO conflict? In my opinion, I think the China threat is more real, and the U.S. is doing a lot right now to prepare for war with China. I just reacted to a video on that on my military channel, and I'll link that below. Now, if we need to step in and save a country like Taiwan, then I do think it is the right thing to do. However, I'm sure part of the motive of trying to save Taiwan is because of the semiconductor chips that they actually have. That's just something to keep in mind, of course. Experience and views about India. I mean, the general American psyche. Most Americans do not have India on a bucket list of countries to visit. They think in terms of stereotypes, such as cows on dirty streets, yoga, henna, and Hinduism, which is not necessarily wrong. When I was in India, I saw all of that. That was back in 2001, and India has developed quite a bit since then. With that being said, I do know people who would actually love to go visit India. It just kind of depends on who you're talking to, though. I have another question talking about my journey in the Army. How did I join, my career, contributions, difficulties, etc. And I think that would be a better question for another video. I do have some more questions, but they're very political, talking about Russia, North Korea, Ukraine, Donald Trump. So I'm probably just going to have to skip some of those. Your thought on the new U.S. presidential candidates, compared to others like Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley? What are your thoughts on Donald Trump and Joe Biden too, if possible? The only thing I want to say is that the country is not in a good spot right now, and I think we need some changes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. You guys are awesome. If you do want to watch my first Q&A video from about a year ago, I'll put it right here.